Hello, hello, family. How are you all doing? Internet's acting weird and everything for some reason. I don't know why. But how are all you doing, family? How you doing, Joseph brother? How you doing, Dale brother? How you doing, Shire brother? How you doing, Debbie sis? I hope I hope y'all can hear me good because I don't know if everything's going on. It's saying that there's nobody in chat. I don't know. Right, Debbie. Right. Yeah, that's a perfect, beginning to this. Is the end of the world real? Or is it the downfall of great civilization? Because if you look throughout history, religious writing, all this stuff, the world has been quote unquote destroyed multiple times. You know, it's made people like the idea of the idea of prepping, the idea of survival, the real idea of prepping has been around for generations, but it really took a hold during the 20s. You know, during the Dust Bowl, during economic decline, stuff like that. Is it a mindset that is it a mindset of fear that has been programmed into us? Right, Jeff. Nothing does last forever. And the way we keep pushing and pushing and pushing food, the way we keep pushing water, the way we keep pushing everyday mainstream living. hmm You know, fear porn, fear mongering, you know, there's hundreds of different titles for this. And a lot of people use that to thrive and survive, you know? I guess survival, fear, that hope and pray of the end of the world scenario, the mainstream, this is it. That has to push people to continue on. Correct, Dan. Correct. We can't. Our mindset, the way we live, is controlled by fear. It has always been controlled by fear, controlled by power. Anything to keep us in check. Now, I'm not saying for everybody to stop prepping. I'm not saying for people to stop doing survival or understanding the concept of it. I'm saying to wipe the thought of fear, I mean the fear aspect out of it. Because wiping the fear aspect out of it strengthens you emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's all good, Shire brother. It's all good. But the idea, the 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 fear concept is a what if scenario. End of the world. You know, we have taken everything into a concept of the end of the world. You know, right. You know, even, for a good long time, the world took the Mayan calendar as a metaphoric end of the world because it was a piece of stone. It was the ending of their society because they, the Mayans, disappeared. The Mayans was wiped off the face of the earth. So they couldn't make another calendar because they weren't there to make another calendar. They weren't there to record anything else, any other events, because they faced extinction. And it's the exact same thing that will happen with us. What's up, Terry? How you doing, brother? Right, right, Joseph. We have. Sorry, y'all are riding with me. I'm heading to Dallas again. You know, spend Turkey Day or the day after Turkey Day with the wife's family. But you know, it's the same thing. That if the first world countries get evaporated, all right. I'm not saying that it is or anything, but we would be the exact same thing. Our next generation, 1,000 years from now, would be finding our paper, our paper calendar. Yeah, Twerky Day, Twerky, the Twerky bird. But it would be the same thing as if, you know, our older civilizations or anything, they didn't. I mean, they did have technology. They had a a technology that they understood, a life that they understood. and it was easily wiped out by a stronger civilization. And it's the exact same thing that could happen in a moment's notice with us. Who says the next world war? Who's, you know, okay, who says the next world war won't be the end of the first world country? How you doing, Uncle Al? That would be the end of our so-called life that we're living right now. If a higher power wipes out the first world country, we could go 100 years, 1,000 years into a dark age if technology gets wiped out tomorrow. Hey Eli, how you doing, brother? If everything that we know right now got wiped out and we had to fall back, just say 200 years. 200 years. We were still riding horse and buggy. We were just having flintlock pistols. I mean, the majority of people had flintlock pistols. Percussion bullets and everything came around, you know, in the late 200s, late 200 years ago. We didn't have the guns that we had today 200 years ago. Right, Uncle Al. You know, everything that we have now is all written and kept on the internet now. Everyday life is written on the internet. We do not have historically handwritten books of our history, of what goes on in everyday life of people like we did 200 years ago. All of our skills, everything, we would have to relearn our history to be able to survive again. Because we have became spoiled on technological advancements. You don't see people in farms with a horse and a plow plowing fields. You don't see people in mass gardens hand picking anything anymore. It's all done by machine. Hot coffee. Anyways, the whole mindset that we will lose is lost in just the last generation. After the generation, you know, our fathers and mothers' generation, that's 100 years. We have changed so much in 100 years. It's ridiculous. We don't ever think that we will be destroyed. We don't think, hey, Vay, how you doing? Hey, CR, how you doing, brother? But in the reality of everything, there's not going to be an end. There's not going to be a glamorous survival or Mad Max apocalypse. We are going to be assimilated. We will be assimilated by a stronger power. And everything that we know and everything that we care about will be gone. We won't be able to hold down or keep our history around. It will change, it will be rewritten. Especially if we lose internet. If we lose the internet, if somebody finds a way to shut down the internet, look at everything that will destroy. Sorry, everybody, I'm fucking people can't drive. Sorry. But in the reality of everything, we're going to be assimilated. It's not going to be some grand idea of, oh, the trial. But it'll be the exact same thing as every other great civilization throughout history. Every other great civilization was lost. Everything that we know of the Mayans and the Incas, everything that we knew of ancient Greece, everything that we knew of the Romans, everything we knew of India, South Africa, a lot of African tribes and everything were wiped off the face of the map because of British settlement. Half of Asia was conquered by Europe, and it was destroyed. I mean, literally destroyed. It was put under slavery. I mean, look how long the first emperor of China's brave was hiding in plain sight, and nobody knew about it until after China got its freedom. Hey, Trine, how you doing? It makes you realize how fragile society really is, how easily replaceable any society, any great civilization can be wiped out in a moment's notice. And how easy it is to change the mindset and change the way people think, to evaporate all their knowledge, their history overnight, to make them serve and obey another way of thinking. And in this world, the way it is right now, it is so easy to assimilate the younger generation because they will follow anything that they're told without asking a question. They don't do research, they don't do their own thinking. Most young generations, the last two generations, if they need to answer a question or whatever, all they say is, "Hey, Google," and they ask their question. And whatever Google tells them, they believe hands down. It doesn't matter if it comes from a wiki or what. And everybody knows wiki was just written by a human. Right, right. You know, historians just found out that we are missing 3,000 years from our history. We're missing 3,000 years. And they don't know where. They don't know where the 3,000-year gap is, where it started, where it ended. But they know that we're missing 3,000 years. It's all good, CR. I understand, brother. Is it 300? I thought they said 3,000. Maybe I misread it. But still, 300 years is still a long time. That is 3 humans. Yeah, it's either 300 or 3,000. Yeah. 1614 to 1911. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's 300 years. But that's still a long time. You know how much you know what could have went on in 300 years that we have no clue about? Right. And if and if we're just realizing that 300 years is missing out of the calendar, out of the history books, what makes you think that it can't happen again? What makes you think that if World War III happened, half of the people that fight in World War III is going to die? And their next of kin is going to be the ones that will have to retell the tale. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Terry. Yeah, we can only speculate as to what happened in that 300 years. Hey, Freaky, how you doing? But, in that 300 years, how many civilizations were killed? How many how many small tribes and everything were incorporated and assimilated into bigger, more powerful tribes just because it happened? That's why the end of the world theories, I can't believe in. And I'm not saying for you to not believe that something's going to happen. And like I told y'all before, I'm not telling you to stop prepping. I'm not telling you to stop learning your survival skills. I'm not telling you to not have any backup plan. But what I am telling you is if something dramatic does happen, you need to remember and don't be assimilated. Don't lose yourself because SHTF will happen. In what shape, what form, we don't know what's going to be. Correct, Tryon. Correct. And you know, that it's the same thing with me. We all will die. But you have to leave a legacy for your next of kin or whoever. Hey Derek, how you doing, brother? You have to leave that imprint on the ones closest to you to remember why we do what we do. Because assimilation is brainwashing. Assimilation is control. There is no freedom when you're assimilated into a higher power. Sorry. The only thing that we know is humans are the cockroaches of the planet. Humans will survive no matter what. Humans will survive after nuclear war. Humans will survive after mass destruction. We always seem to find a way to survive. You know, I mean, look at Hiroshima. Hiroshima, people's living there still. You know, look at, look at every area that's been hit by something traumatic. You know, the gigantic crater in Peru, the, you know, look at, there's still humans living in Chernobyl. You know, like humans adapt. That's the one thing you can say about humans is humans adapt and overcome. It's all good, Debbie. I don't. It don't bother me if they leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It don't bother me. I do these things for people that listen. You know. Oh, thank y'all. But in the face of everything, Right, Derek. We are a leech. We're cockroaches. We seriously are cockroaches. We can survive on anything. We can eat anything. We can drink anything. We can filter it through our system. There's still people that drink water out of Chernobyl. They're all right. Hey, Ron, brother, how you doing? It's all good. But the thing is we're never going to be prepared. No matter if you call yourself a prepper or a survivalist, something is always going to overcome us. The mindset, the mental capacity of humans today than the mental capacity of humans as little as 100 years ago has changed so dramatic that I don't know if the future generations can survive like what we have. There's too many diseases that humans have now. Too many allergies, too many people that are what's the word? Reliant on medications to keep them alive. The humans have been playing God for too long. And it's showing now. It's showing in the younger generations how bad we really are, how fragile we really are. That same DNA, that same bloodline that the Neanderthals and the first Homo erectus had, that kept them going, kept them alive. It's just like the Native Americans, all right? The Native Americans of America, they never had disease. They never had sickness until white man came. And look how fragile they became when white man came with their diseases, their sicknesses. Smallpox. Smallpox almost wiped out half of the tribe because they were not used to it. They did not ever have sicknesses. And we keep, I'm not saying this to sound, racist. I'm not saying this to sound bad. We, 1,000 years ago, humans mated with their own kind. You know what I mean? There was not that much interspecies travel 1,000 years ago. Only neighboring cities, stuff like that, and everything really met each other. And even going as far back as the Greeks, okay? The Spartans, the Greeks, they only traveled around the Mediterranean. They didn't really go that far. They only pretty much sailed around the coastline to get to where they need. Hey, Nas, how you doing, sis? Right, Nos, right. Oh yeah, yeah, Shire. There's something that has happened from the third generation to the newest generation. Something has happened to the bloodline. If nobody has ever noticed that, then something's wrong. Children are being born weaker. Children are being born sicker. Children are being born. There's more mental problems, there's more physical problems than ever before. You know, how many, and I'm not saying this to, single out anybody. I'm not doing that. But in your school, when you were going to school, let's just say high school, how many children did you see that were in wheelchairs? How many children did you see that had physical deformity like you do today? When I was in high school, there was maybe two people in the whole entire school that were in a wheelchair. And there wasn't any children with deformalities. And hell, I lived in the state where incest was rampant. Yeah, it's not happening. Crossbreeding is not. It, it's not. You know, now the highest percentage of diabetics is in Native Americans because of the white blood that is in their blood system. They never had to worry about diabetes, but it is a contamination of the white DNA going into native DNA. And it's the exact same thing with African blood. Because it was mixed with white blood over thousands and thousands of years, they have diabetes too. Yeah, everything. And to tell you the reason why there is so much processed food and so much chemicals being used in our food today and everything, it's for population control. It seriously is for population control because we are breaking at the seams. We are literally busting at the seams of humans. You have people having between 6 to 12 kids in Mormon populations and Amish populations and Hispanic and Catholic. I mean, the Catholics say, oh, it's for religion, the reason why we can't have condoms or anything. You know, that's complete and utter bullshit. The reason why Catholic faith was even made was so fucking King Richard could divorce and have another wife whenever he wanted to. He made these rules and everything so he could find the right woman to have the right heir. It isn't because your religion, because a greedy ass king wanted to make his own religion, his own law. Yeah, we cannot support 100 families having 12 kids. We cannot, even our food production lines and everything, we cannot continuously keep up with chickens. We can't keep up with beef. We can't keep up with pigs. It does. These farms are not giving enough time to have these pigs raised up to the right size to be slaughtered, or chickens, or cows. And it's the same thing with vegetables. Vegetables are even getting fucked up and getting screwed up because of the speed, the what is it called, rapid reproduction, rapid growth theory. Rapid growth something. They are injecting plants and everything with artificial stimulants, artificial growth hormones to make them produce bigger, better, and faster. And it stays in those plants. It stays in what is. But if you haven't noticed that vegetables and everything also rot quicker than homegrown vegetables or fruits. Hey Susan, how you doing, sis? We cannot continuously keep growing food, animals to support this population. So we have to kill off people. And now you have people living to be 100, 105 years old when most people were dying at the age of 50 to 60 just 100 years ago. 70 at the most. There is too many births to death. We are having more births than we are deaths. What's up, C4? How you doing? See, that's a good question, Freaky. In the mainland city, it is required to have one, you're allowed to have one boy and one girl. If you have two girls, you have to kill it. But in the outside villages, the villages that are unmarked, that are unknown, in the mountains and everything, they are not regulated. They can have as many kids as they want to and everything because they need to do it because of rice fields and everything. They need the manpower to take care of those fields and everything to feed their village. Right, C40, right, yeah. You know, hey, Dr. Z, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, there is so much that we're doing in this world to kill ourselves off because we have to. It's it's a it's a free game right now. We can't tell you, like in first world countries can't tell their population to slaughter their kids. First world nations can't put, they can't physically make a woman tie her tubes. They can't physically make a male tie tie off his stuff. They can't do it. But in another country, a country that isn't a democracy, they can. They could snip you at any moment. The world doesn't give a shit about you. I'm being honest. I'm being frank. The world does not care about you as an individual. The only time that they give a damn about you or even know you exist is when you don't pay your bills on time, pay your taxes, or pay your land tax. You are a speck of dust in the wind. Sorry, my company keeps calling me and I'm not answering. Right, Dr. DPR. Sorry, Ron. I'm sorry. We are literally putting ourselves into SHTF. It's not some man-made conspiracy that the Illuminati is trying to kill us all, or aliens coming to destroy us, or anything of that. We are killing ourselves because we don't know how to stop. Because too many people have lost the willpower and the balls and the courage to tell us to stop. Actually, I'm heading to Dallas right now, Ron. But seriously, we have too many people that's growing too old because of medicine or life support. The way I put it is life support. What is somebody 105 years old doing for society? You have to look at it with what purpose does a 105-year-old serve to a country? Correct, Dr. Z. Yeah, I mean, it was ingrained into us trying, like the ability to stop. But, you know, we don't want to. It's we don't have the use for not retirees in general, but past their prime retirees. Half of these people that are 105 years old or whatever is just sitting, most of them are bedridden. Most of them can't even get out of their house without nursing assistance. Why are we keeping them alive? Used to, you know, in World War II, there was more deaths than there was births. That's why we had the baby boom. Because we lost so many men to war. We halved the population multiple times in the past 300 years. Well, you can go back to the early 1800s, the late 1800s when scarlet fever hit America. Scarlet fever wiped out almost 70% of the population in America. Yeah, Shire, I understand, but the thing is that person doesn't want to live that long. I don't want to live to be 105 years old. I don't want to sit there and shit shit and piss on myself and have somebody else clean it up. You are a walking husk of what you used to be at 105. Most people at that age can't even recall what they had for breakfast, let alone any historical facts that needed to be said. They're eating pureed food. It's just like a family that's having 12 kids. There is no need for a family to have 12 kids. It's not like we were as late as 100 years ago, where we needed 12 kids to take care of the farm, to raise animals. Like my grandparents. My grandparents had 10 children. Okay? 10. Five girls, 5 boys. You know what every single one of them did? My father didn't even pass the 5th grade because they had to stay at home and help my grandfather and my grandmother with the garden, with the animals on the farm, taking care of everything. They didn't have time to go to school. They had to work. There is no time period now where these children are needed to be working. And if they had 12 kids and those 12 kids were not going to school, guess what happens to them? Their kids get taken away from them. Oh, I understand, Dr. Z. I understand. But it's we have to face the reality of the situation, though. Just in if one family has 12 kids, those 12 kids within a 15-year period, uh, I'll give it 16. You know, because in today's world, you have 14-year-olds having babies now. But let's just give it a good round number of, say, 16. 16 years. Those 12 kids will either be knocked up or they're going to be in the same family. And those 12 kids had one kid apiece. People in this world in 16 years. Look how many meals though, and it's not just 12 people. It's not just 12 kids. It's 14 people because you got to count the mom and the dad in that family. That's 14 people, and those 12 kids have a child, one child. That is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. That is 36 fucking people in a 16-year span. 36 people that you have to feed. If they eat a chicken a day, each one of those families eats a chicken a day. How many chickens is that a year? Do the math. Like, and in 16 years, those 14 people that starting this whole entire thing from one family eating one chicken a day, they can't even eat one chicken a day. Those 14 people raising them for 6 years. A family like that is going to have to eat at least 5 chickens a day. 5 chickens a day. Just to meet their requirements of a daily food. Not just 5 chickens, but the that's one meal. Right, CR. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we are. You know, even if a family has 3 children, that is 5 people that you have to feed a day. And if those 3 children in a 16-year period, those 3 children have 3 children apiece. We cannot continuously do this. You're already looking at Tyson chicken and all this stuff. Tyson chicken goes through almost 13 million chickens a day. We are killing ourselves. We are literally putting a strain on all resources just in America. Just in America. That's not talking about Mexico. That's not talking about Canada. That's not talking about Europe. Hell, every other country, every other country can barely support their country as it is right now. Look at India. India cannot support their country. India cannot support their population. They don't have the land or anything to make mass production gardens, mass production farms. What do you think? What do you think India, people from India are coming to the United States, coming to Britain, going to Europe to learn to be doctors and everything to get out of India? Yeah. You see more people from India getting out of their country, going to other countries. There's more Indians in Africa than Africans. Right. The world is that. The world the world is destroying itself. And it's not because that we don't have the land or the resources. It's because we are using too much of the resources and not taking natural growth into consideration. Right, Dale, right. We cannot do natural growth. We cannot do And when you look at organic food and everything compared to, when you look at organically grown chickens compared to steroid enhanced chickens, it takes real chickens between 3 to 5 months to fully develop to be eaten. When you enhance with steroids, you can have them within 2.5 months because it's artificially made. They're not ready to be slaughtered, but you have to slaughter them because there's a chicken company, there's a chicken fast food restaurant on every street corner. And what is the one meat source that every religion can eat? Chicken. Technically, yes, Shire. It's all about the assimilation. Yes, we, if you, okay, it's like, say you have a balloon, Shire. All right, you have a balloon. You fill it up halfway with water, right? It's all no. Say you fill it up with water, all the way full of water. You let out the air and everything, and you add more water into it. When it's too much, what happens to that balloon? When there's too much in it, it expands and it pops and it breaks. The whole entire idea of all we're doing is making the people that's never had to suffer, that's never had to suffer, that's never had a bad life, putting them into office to tell me and you and everybody else that this is the way it's supposed to be. We can take everybody and anybody in. Because here's the thing. Like refugees and everything. In World War II, did we take refugees from France? Did we take refugees from Japan? Did we take refugees from China? Did we take any of them? Or did we go to their countries and help them? There's a difference. There's a difference in going to that country and helping them and not bringing them into your country. It's like Germany, okay? After World War II and everything, we all banded together to go help rebuild Germany after World War II because Germany could not do it themselves. We didn't take the Germans into other countries. Right, CR. Yeah, Dr. C. It's not just one thing that is breaking us down. It's not just one thing that's going to create the so-called end of days. It is thousands and thousands of different things happening at the same time. Overpopulation, food shortages, resource, deprivation. We are using and overusing just the natural resources that we have and that we have to rely on, like water. Yeah, Dr. C. That's the thing that we don't do. That nobody handles can, because when you accept a, a- an excuse that they use, for immigrants and stuff like that coming from a war-torn country or whatever, is they don't have to respect your laws and everything because they are fleeing from a war-torn country, so they can live their life any way that they see fit because your country is not their country. How is that possible? We have to abide by every law. We have to abide by whatever when we go to another person's country. If we're on vacation or something, we have to abide by their laws. Why does it change? Right, Dale. Yeah. Right, Joseph. Right. Yeah. Oh, I understand. It's turning to a situation that is multiple small things that are building up. It's like putting marbles in a glass jar. It's not full until you add sand. It's not full until you add pebbles. It's not full until it is 100% packed. Right, Nas. You know, this is a thing that we don't ever discuss. We don't ever talk about as preppers. These are the how should I put it? Give me a second. These are the situations that we do not recognize as a prepper community. These are the situations that we do not see that's going to take place. Most preppers, most survivalists and everything are looking around, trying to find everything else as an excuse for what's really happening with the world. Nobody wants to touch on these subjects. And to tell you the truth, half of the preppers and everything will look at me like I'm the bad guy talking this. They want to blame it on, communism and all this stuff, and World War III is going to be over, oil, and it's going to be over, the internet, and no, it's not. They don't want those resources. They want fertile land. You know how many people how many countries would love to take over Europe, would love to take over the United States because of the fertile land and already an agricultural pinpoint? Oh no, no, this ain't mine. This is this is a place I pulled off on, little shopping center, Dr. Z. Yeah, Dale. Yeah. Yeah, fresh water, everything, resources. Because we, the first world countries, make a facade, make an image that they have an abundance of resources compared to anybody else. And we don't. We don't have an abundance of resources. If anything happens, if a higher power can take over a first world country, one of the many first world countries, they're going to slaughter the people that's in the first world country. They may keep a small percentage of the population, but that's it. Anybody else or whatever that they don't deem fit is going to be slaughtered. In times of war, countries don't give a damn what they do to other people. Look at as recent as World War II. All right, look at as recent as, I don't know, say Desert Storm. When you're fighting, you don't give a damn. Whatever you need to do to win. It is easier to achieve by brainwashing and manipulating. Yes, but the thing is after. What do they do after? They're not going to keep these pansy ass snowflake Americans that go on riots about what pronoun that they use. They don't care about that. They care about our resources. They care about what we have to offer if it's taken over. And that's the same thing as with any other great society that failed. Why do you think the Gauls and the Britons and everything overran Rome? Look what they did when Rome opened their gates to the British. They went and destroyed everything. They destroyed the aqueducts, they destroyed everything. They didn't care about how advanced their waterways were. They didn't care how advanced their art was. They came for their food, their water, their women. I understand, Z. I understand. It's. I'm not telling you to be tolerant. I'm not. But I'm not telling you to go out and handle things in the way you want to handle them. I'm telling you to prepare for what will happen. That's all that, because in the end, it's you that you have to worry about. I love you all, but in the end, I'm going to take care of Matt. I'm not going to take care of any of you. You know what I mean? And you have to think the same way. You have to be you have to be ready, because pretty soon the floodgates are going to break. And when you've already seen in the past 3 years the cracks that are happening in the floodgates that the government and everything can't control. Right, Shire. That's correct too, Noss. In survival, in preparation, you have to use the knowledge that fuels you. You know, you have to be aware of everything that's going on. And like, I'm by a dollar store. Anyways, you have to be aware of the situation. You have to be aware of everything that's around you, the flaws, the pros, the cons, everything. See, everything is a double bladed dagger. See, everything, every mindset, every word, every thought is a complete double bladed dagger. It will cut both ways. There is no one correct way to any situation. Most of the world is held together with duct tape and glue just to ease people to believe that they can wake up tomorrow and have a good day. Nobody ever looks at the underlying problems. Nobody does. Only a select few of us do. Yeah, yeah. You have to adapt to the situation. You have to use what's around you. You have to be knowledgeable of everything. The world is not going to give you what you want to hear. The world is not going to hold your hand. It's not. The government ain't going to hold your hand. World leaders aren't going to hold your hand. They would rather throw you under the bus and make it stop or slow down before it hits them. Yeah, but we have been fed time and time again that we've been spoon fed that every day is a good day. We all sit around, hold hands, sing kumbaya, and it'll be better. What's the thing? Pray. What's the thing? Pray for a better tomorrow. That doesn't work. Yeah, the wheel. Yeah. What's morally wrong is okay now. How you doing? Yeah. What is morally wrong is good, and what's right is wrong. Because now it's not what you think. It's not how you were raised. It's how you need to be taught again. You have to be retaught to think what's right now. That's what I was talking about by the assimilation. You have to be assimilated into the new way of thinking. Remember what I told you. It's all about assimilation. What we learned 20 years ago, 30 years ago, is nothing today. Everything that you learned 20, 30 years ago is wrong by today's standards. Right, not right. Because that's the power of religion. And because he is more of a figurehead to millions of people than a president or a prime minister or anything. The Pope, if he wanted to start a war, he could. All he'd have to say is, "Do it now." How you doing, Adenir? That's the thing with brainwashing. That's the thing with assimilation. If you have that much respect in the world, you can disagree or agree with anything, and everybody else will follow what you say in a heartbeat. Are you, Joseph? I think we all are at one point or another. But the thing is power. You don't need money to have power. You need a presence. You need a mindset, and you need people willing to throw their life in front of you. You know how many people would give their life to keep the Pope alive? But that's the way the world is. Look at all, look at every great leader throughout history. Look at Boudica. You know, Boudica rallied all of the Germanic tribes together to fight against Rome because of what Rome did to her daughters. Gone to trash. through a lot of people, but the majority of people still hold on to their morals. Still hold on to what they believe. You have to have belief. You have to have faith in something to keep you going. As long as you can hold on to your morals and not be persuaded, then you're already one step ahead of the majority. You have to realize that, Dr. Z. But all right, everybody. I am going to get some road snacks and everything. And then I am going to get back on the road because traffic's getting bad. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Hey, Nos. Um, do you want to be on my live stream tomorrow when I go through Aurora, Texas? I'm just asking for a friend, you know. Do you want to be on my live stream? All you gotta do is just give me a thumbs up if you want to be in my live stream. Look, a Dollar Tree. You can buy small little pet blankets for yourself. It's not that big, but 28 inches by 24 inches ain't that big, but like 2 foot by 2 foot. Ain't bad. Just still keep you warm in a survival situation. Y'all take care also, family. But no, if you want to be on my live stream tomorrow, I will send you a DM, or if you want to send me a DM on whatchamacallit, um, if you want to send me a DM on that one chat thing that we do, because I don't remember if I can get on it or not. But all right, everybody, love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. Keep yourself. How do I put it? Aware. Keep your eyes open and stay true to yourself. Because nobody's going to save you but you. All right. I love y'all, family. Mitchell was trying to get in bed. That's a good one, Shy. I love you. All right, family. I love y'all. Take care. Yes, be aware. Thank you, Dale. All right. I love y'all, family. Take care of yourself. I'll see y'all later.